cricket chairman. Recently, you guys had a meeting with the clubs to give them an update on, I guess, the 2020 season. Can you share some of the information in which was expressed during the meeting?
Yes. Well, first of all, the thank you very much for having me on your program. And my first time on Islandstats as a cricket chairman. What we did last week was to inform the clubs of where we were at, and which everybody is pretty well understanding of COVID-19 and where the country's at. So what we discussed in the meeting, first thing we discussed was the transfer. We said to them that the transfer period has been extended until the Friday before the season starts. And the fee will be the same as it's always been. What we ask them to do is to, if they can, pay for the transfer and everything before that period of time, and that will allow for us to have it on the records. That was number one. The second thing we talked about was registration. We're looking at we're going to send out a Word document where we want them to register all the players, first, last name, and their age, birth dates. So we can get a little data, and at the same time, when that is compiled, to be able to help them, they can use that when they do the team sheets. So if they've got a list of 20 players, they can take the 11 that's playing and the 2 or 3 reserves that will be playing. So we spoke about that with them, and they were, understanding of that. Other thing we talked about was umpiring. There's a shortage of umpires, and it's a possibility with the pandemic that's going on within the country. We'd like to do some umpiring, get some people to come on board and assist with umpiring. So they understood that they're trying to increase our umpires pool, which, as I said to them, that's pretty close to my heart, but that's where most of my cricket has learned from being in the umpire arena. And we spoke about the women's cricket. We're trying to do something with women's cricket. Again, these are things that we have gotten from ICC that we need to be involved in as a cricket chairman. Part of my mandate is to do something with women's cricket. So we spoke about that to them. How will we introduce it to the domestic cricket? Whether we introduce it as a league or we tag on to the various contests or cup some way. We're not sure yet how we're going to approach that, but we've got to find a way to approach it where it suits everyone. We also spoke about our RCC commitments. And, said, we won't know anything until we get feedback from ICC about our commitments. But as it is, that's where we are in that case. And we just touched a bit about, the code of conduct for the clubs and everyone. And after that, we had a few questions from some clubs. One asked about online Zoom umpiring courses, which we have reached out to the umpires about already. The other thing they asked about was scoring courses, which we said that 2 to 3 weeks before the season starts, we will have a refresher course. And they also asked questions about the youth cricket, which we said, again, everything based upon this social distance. So that's what we touched on. Something just came to mind, but I'm getting new now, so I forgot. But I get it before the meeting is over, before the interview is over. Anything else, sir?
When we look at what's going on globally, and we have challenges because we utilize the same fields for both football and cricket. Football has indicated that they would like their season to end by May 31st. If not, then they have another alternative. But I know cricket wants to start as soon as possible. Have you had talks with the Bermuda Football Association and the same club, because you deal with the same club as well, about
Yes.
the start and the end?
Yes, we have. What we did speak to the membership about last week also, and that's what I wanted to, I was going to tell you what I did forgot was that we told the club we give them somewhere between 3 to 4 weeks to prepare the pitch for the season. It's important that you give them time to prepare the pitch because if you have a halfway pitch, then you're going to have a halfway game. So the more time you spend on the pitch, the better it is that the cricket will play. And we said to them also that about the schedule. We had proposed to start the schedule on April the 26th, but we're not, so we pushed it back. And we will decide once the country has given the okay to go back, whether we'll be able to play one round of 50 over cricket or one round of 50 over and 2020. But if we only got one round of cricket left, it will be 50 over cricket because that's the cricket that we would need to sort of involved with based upon from our ICC position that we are within the ICC.
When we look at sports returning to the country, how important is this particular cricket season if and when it gets started?
It's very important. We got some assignments coming up, and we don't, a lot of times the sorry thing is where the team finishes is how we gauge our cricket in the country. And we have to try to put in position they're in to give them as much cricket as possible prior to them traveling overseas. I think you saw the tournament that was here last year. If you look at the numbers, we played 6 games inside of about, I think it was 8 days.
Yeah.
And that's a half a season of 2020 cricket in Bermuda for a premier team. That's with one extra game, because then it's 16, so there's one extra game. So that's a half and one game. So, as for this year, like I said, it's important because we want to do what we can to be pretty players, because if ICC says the tournament is in October somewhere or, for the qualifiers, whatever it is, and if they don't change their dates, if they don't adjust their dates, then we're going to try to cramp things in. So we wouldn't know until they give us some guidelines when they're going to put their dates on everything.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
That's what you want.
Hopefully you and your family stay safe. And we come out of this very soon and get back to some sports around the country and globally.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. First and foremost, it's for the people of the country to get back to us, can get back to work and, take care of their families. And once that's done, and then, sport will be second, even though sport will be an outing for people to release some stress. But this is really, really is. So sport is always a good outing for people.